Vowel harmony and irregular consonants. Some words will change when a suffix is added at the end of the word because of the pronunciation rules of Finnish. I call these words irregular words. Even though you will be understood completely without knowing the word harmony rules, I will go through them in this video. In Finnish, the vowels within one word have to be in harmony with each other. The vowels are pronounced either on the front, middle, or back side of the mouth, and in one word there has to be only same gender's vowels. There cannot be front and back vowels in the same word. Front vowels y, ä, ö. Middle vowels e, i. Back vowels a, o, u. If the word has only front vowels or middle vowels, the suffix will have front vowel as well. For example, do we use ssa or ssa, öljy, öljyssä? If the word has only back vowels, the suffix will have a back vowel as well. For example, do we use ssa or ssa? Koulu, koulussa. The middle vowels are not as dominant as back or front vowels, so there can be middle vowels and front vowels or middle vowels and back vowels in the same word. If the word has both middle and front vowels, the front vowels are more dominant and we use ssa. And if the word has both middle and back vowels, the back vowels are more dominant and we use ssa. In compound words that are common in Finnish, two words with different vowel harmony can be put together. Then we use the vowel harmony of the last word. Juomalasissa, kosketusnäytössä. This vowel harmony is very important and easy to learn, so I recommend you memorize it. The rest of the rules I will go through are exceptions in the language, so these are good to know, but you can understand the language even if you don't memorize these all now. These rules are good to know though, so you know what I'm talking about in next video when I talk about irregular word bodies. Next I will go through single irregularities that affect single cases and some common word rules. Many of these don't seem to have any logic as far as I can know, so these just have to be memorized as they are. These rules mean that when you add a suffix to the word body, some letter or letters have to be changed in the word body, so the suffix fits the word better and the word harmony stays. Suffixes stay always the same, they never change. The word is changed instead to fit the suffix, not the other way around. Irregular vowel e. When a noun has two syllables and ends with e, there will probably be some irregularities. The e will most likely transform into e. Hiili, hiilen. Tuli, tulen. I'll go through consonant exceptions next. With consonants, there are a similar thing with the sound harmony, but it is not as simple as easy to memorize as the vowel harmony. In the words that end with nen, the first an transforms into as, and the last an drops out. Nen is a syllable that always changes when adding suffixes. Because most of suffixes start with a consonant, the last an has to be taken out, because as I've said previously, there can't be two consonants next to each other in the same syllable. KELTAINEN, the word body. KELTAINENSSA, wrong. This word isn't flowing. There are too many consonants in the nens syllable. KELTAISESSA. The first an has to be turned into as, and the last an has been dropped off, and the suffix is put in instead. KELTAISEN. The last an is a genitive, the yellows. The first an has been dropped off, and the second an has been replaced with the an genitive, which happens to be the same letter that was just dropped out. Yes, adjectives can have genitives. In Finnish, you say keltaisen tuolin, literally meaning yellows chairs. I will go shortly through some word body irregularities. More about word bodies in next video. The doubling of consonants in verbs. If the second last and last consonants of the word are different letters and they are next to each other, the last consonant is dropped out and the second last consonant is doubled. The other consonant has to drop off to keep the flowiness of the word. Most suffixes add a consonant like an or ssa, so there would be too much consonants in the word if the an is not taken out. The last consonant is the one to be dropped off because it is said later, so it is not as important for the word meaning as the second last consonant. And this might be a little tricky to remember, but look at the examples. Basic form, PIIRTÄÄ. Word body is not PIIRTÄ, because with this flowing rule there would be too many different consonants if we would add a suffix. PIIRTÄN. Wrong. The second last consonant is R and the last consonant is T. So a new consonant, an, is added to the word, so the T drops out and the R becomes double to keep the word's flowiness. Piirrän. The correct word body of this word is piirrä. More examples. Basic form, rakentaa. Word body, rakenta, is wrong. N is the second last consonant, T is the last consonant. T drops out and becomes double, then add suffix, rakennan. The correct word body is rakenna. Irregularities in nouns. There are certain consonants that always changed when suffix is added. The basic rule could be that if the consonant is strong, like ko and te, it will have some changes, but soft consonants like ho and as won't have any changes. Ang letters. Kenkä, kengässä. If there are letters nk in the middle of the word, they will change to ang, ng. Look for my pronunciation 2 video for pronunciation advice. Single t. Katu, kadulla. If the word has single t, it will transform into de. The words that end to consonant, other than nen syllabi. These words will always have irregular letters in them, and usually these words are alone at that matter that they have no other words that resemble them at all. These words can be words of foreign origin. Patsas, patsaan. Since patsasen has too many consonants, the last as is dropped out and the vowel a is doubled to make the pronouncing easier. But in patsasta, the ta can be its own syllable, so the syllable rule that there cannot be two consonants next to each other is not a problem, so the as can stay. Some common exceptions. Veli, veljen. The al transforms to alji. Viiri, viirin. The e should transform into e, but it's not. There are words that are double irregular without any rules that I could find. Luckily, these words are rare and are usually foreign words or very old Finnish. Kaiutin, kaiuttimen. Tanner, tantereen. The etymology of the word might have something to do with why two almost exactly alike words behave in different ways, but sometimes there is no explanation. A word just behaves the way it behaves, because it fits better to the mouths of Finnish speakers. These irregular rules are the reason the word bodies I will teach you in next video are not always unchangeable. When you can find the word bodies and know the irregular rules, you have a very strong base to speak Finnish on its own and learn to put the correct suffixes in place as you learn them. It is very important to learn a proper foundation to your language skills, so when you learn new, you can just add it to the things you already know, and you don't have to relearn any mistakes. I will put some exercises here in the end. These are basic forms of a word. Try if you can add the suffix. All these words are irregular. Add the suffix ssa, ssa in something to this noun. Satu, tanko, rastas. Adjectives. Add lla, lla suffix at or on something. Sininen, taiteellinen. In the next video I will go through the word body. This video's information will help you to understand the irregular word bodies. Thanks for watching and happy learning!